Thank you. Hard act to follow. um, Look, we what sets us apart from our competition? Well, we're pretty unique, to be honest. We're very unique for a whole bunch of reasons. So, I believe, as far as I know, we're the only game studio developing what will be a AAA fight game for the space and beyond. It's not for the space; it's for everyone, but it's birthed within the space. Um, Integrating NFTs and play to earn on a game of that level has not been done before, well, especially a fight game. So that's probably our one major claim to fame. But look, our studio is working with OG devs. You know, our animation director comes from Tekken. Our stage designer did stages for Street Fighter V. We're talking to and working with other people, which we can't announce yet, which are really going to blow the space wide open, which is going to be amazing. To really bring something of a quality that hasn't been seen in crypto fight games before, right? So not a lot of people in the space are doing fight games. The ones that are pretty cool. It's very, very few and far between. And I try and support the ones that do, but it's just not a dynamic that is awash with people trying it, right? Like RPGs work really well for play to earn. They make sense. And NFTs, you know, games that have a high item count and a collectability for those items. These work really well. Battle Arena is easier to develop than a proper esports top tier fight game. So the degree of difficulty isn't there. And so you'll see a lot more of them pop up. So we're not an overpopulated genre that's coming out of crypto, which is really cool. But then if you look at the wider space, if you look at mainstream fight games, which are our real competition, right? Like crypto's for collaboration. Our competition comes primarily from the people outside of crypto, the mainstream games, who hold 99% of the player base, and of that player base is mostly anti-NFT at this point in time. So they're the real challenges we face when we want to go mainstream, which isn't that far off. You know, that's next year we start to approach that market. So what we do there to set ourselves apart, one of the main things we do is bring a depth that hasn't been seen before. So rather than bring play to earn, bring NFTs, which are a given, that's not the selling point for the mainstream gaming community. We need to bring innovation that they fall in love with. And then when they're in love, say, oh, by the way, there's your NFTs, right? So that they don't reject the NFTs. They approach NFTs from a place of love rather than fear and apprehension and hate. So ways we innovate there is by bringing depth to a mainstream fight game. What I mean there is, I guess if you Googled, you know, what's wrong with fight games? What's the biggest problem with fight games? You'll generally always find that people reference the lack of depth in single player mode, the lack of depth in story mode, you know, the lack of extra dimensions beyond what makes fight games awesome, which is, you know, the fighting. So we bring a truly enriched story mode to ours, different from what's been done before, but we also bring levels to our fighters. We also bring rarities to each individual fighter. You know, we stack things differently. We bring mechanics that allow you to move through the rarity phase of the NFTs. So upgrading the rarity of your NFTs by sacrificing and summoning. Our fighters, by leveling up and being a persistent journey that the player takes with the fighters that they collect, you know, they interact with a trainer in a gym. And there's a lot of depth, which we can go into detail later, that hasn't been seen before in fight games. So I think we've separated ourselves from everything in crypto and everything outside of crypto, which is pretty exciting.